But you're my bestie for life. Yeah, you're the family I choose. Yeah, you. The FF's till the end. We can get through this together. But you're my bestie for life. Yeah, you're the family I choose.
Hi guys, welcome back to New Roads, New Rules. Terri here. Hi Sandy.
Hi, Terri. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Sun is shining. It's nice out finally.
Beautiful day.
So last week we did Building a Business and a Life Together with Cindy and Steve Crescenzo, who happens to be my sister and brother-in-law. And you guys learned all about how my sister jumped ship from corporate world going into their own business and how she felt and dealt with all of that, and now dealing with running a business with her husband, who I know I wouldn't last long.
I was truly inspired by their story, by the bravery, by everything that they've built. And it sets the stage for today, really, because today we're going to talk about saying yes.
Yes.
Saying yes to spontaneity, to unexpected moments, to trying things for the first time, no matter how old you are.
Oh,
I know.
Sometimes hard. It's sometimes hard as you get older.
Sometimes you think, I'm in my 50s. I don't want to start something new, or
Right.
I'm too old to do that, or whatever. And that's not true.
No, it's not true.
No,
it's not true at all.
So let's start with a quick fire question for both of us. Okay.
All right.
What's one spontaneous or new thing you've each done?
All right, spontaneous. Well, I would have to say like this weekend, I think for the first time in a long time, like a friend called the other day and said, hey, we're going out to lunch. Do you want to go with us? And I did. I'm like, sure. And yesterday, the same thing, my sister and brother-in-law called, meeting at a restaurant near us. And I'm like, sure, why not? And I happened to see some people that I haven't seen in a long time. It was so nice to catch up. So
yeah, I feel that too, because I think I've been trying in this new phase of my life to say yes to almost everything I can. Right. I know I have responsibilities and there's a lot going on, but even when we celebrated my birthday, right? We went out and my
said
daughter
yes to too much.
I did drink a little bit too much. My daughter drove me home. And even at 1 a.m., I was like, I was not done. I was like, talk about spontaneity. I'm like, no, it's not time for bed. So
yeah, I didn't get that call.
I know you did not pick up.
I did not pick up.
And I don't blame you, actually.
I was out cold.
But my sister and brother-in-law did pick up, and they ended up picking me back up at my house. And we went out and closed another bar down, which is fun.
That's fun.
But it brought more memories. Do I wish I hadn't drank so much? Probably, but it was okay. It was all right.
Right. Well, you survived. I think you're up and at it the next day. So
yeah, and you know what? Not even hungover.
Good on you.
Look what happened. So, as we talk about spontaneity, though,
yes.
Let's talk about some really good things about spontaneity. So it enhances memory formation. Did you know this?
I did not know this.
I know. I did a little research.
Which is good as you get older.
I know. So engaging in spontaneous. Somebody stop me. Spontaneous activities can lead to stronger and more vivid memories. Research indicates that novel experiences activate the hippocampus, a brain region crucial for memory formation, thereby enhancing the encoding of new information. This phenomenon, known as the novelty effect, suggests that unplanned adventures are more likely to become lasting memories due to their uniqueness and emotional impact.
Okay, so
isn't that awesome?
That's a lot of big words.
I don't know, but it's so cool.
It is so cool. Basically, for people like me who needs to, spontaneous for dummies, you're making core memories. Like the movie. What's the movie about all the emotions? I can't think of it. But they've got the core memories coming down.
I know what you're saying. The cartoon one?
The cartoon one, yeah.
What is that movie? Somebody go in the comments and tell us what that movie is. I can't think of it. But it's really cute. Yes. I remember watching it with my daughter.
Yes, and crying. But they make core memories. And I think that it happens like that with spontaneity because you plan things. You already have it in your head when you're planning what you want to do, how you think you want it to go. And like, so it's already like preset. When you do something spontaneous and it ends up to be fun, like that, it instantly makes core memory because you weren't expecting it.
That's
right?
awesome. Yeah, that is awesome. What else can we learn about spontaneous behavior?
Well, it boosts your mood and your motivation. Embracing spontaneity can have positive effects on your mood. Spontaneous actions often lead to unexpected and enjoyable experiences, triggering core memories, because it releases dopamine, neurotransmitter associated with the pleasure and reward.
Yeah.
Dopamine can surge. A dopamine surge can increase feelings of excitement, curiosity, and adventure, which overall makes you feel better, right?
Yes, absolutely. I love
By the
that.
way, it's Inside Out.
Oh, Inside Out. Thank you. Thank you. No,
Thank you, listener.
All of that's very positive, and I love that. And I need, sometimes we do need to just, have a positive effect on our mood and our motivation.
Absolutely,
for sure.
absolutely.
It also helps break life ruts, right? So
Absolutely.
incorporating spontaneity into daily life can be an effective strategy for overcoming feelings of stagnation. Engaging in unplanned activities uses novelty and unpredictability, which can disrupt monotonous routines and re-energize one's outlook. This infusion of new experiences can reignite passion and creativity, helping individuals to break free from emotional, social, and professional ruts. We've all been there, right?
We've all been there.
So, moral of the story. We, when we're in a rut, professionally or personally, just do something spontaneous.
Just get up. I mean, that's what they say. Even like writers who get writer's block and everything, jump up and do something else because it'll spark other things in other different areas, or if you're, if you have a problem that you're trying to solve, I always will then do other things so that way it can and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, I should do that. It finally, because you're overworking your brain in one way. So you got to change it up, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, the things that you pointed out, that is psychological, neurological benefits of spontaneity, reinforcing its role. It does enhance memory and mood and personal growth. And we all need to keep doing those things, keep growing, keep your moods up, and again, as you get older, really working that memory muscle.
Yeah, I mean, it does help, right?
Yes, exactly.
So what about that myth that, we're too old to do certain things?
I hate that myth. I hate
common myths of women here after 40s, 50s, 60s, I don't know, you can't start that business, or it's too late to learn that, or you can't wear that, which I hear all the time.
Right.
But,
I've heard all of this, and honestly, I mean, you and I are very similar. We're just like, fuck it, I'm just going to do what I want to do. And I, I mean, honestly, we're very fortunate to have each other. The you can't wear this crap,
Right.
Honestly, if either one of us came out in something where we thought the other one looked, you and I would both be like, fucking change.
Yeah, you need to change your clothes. What is wrong with you?
Right. But, some people, if that's what they're comfortable in, maybe it's not comfortable for me at my age, but maybe somebody else at 54 who would want to wear that. Go for it, because, honestly, they will look good because they feel good in what they're wearing.
I agree. And how about it? I mean, age is just a number, right?
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
No.
It doesn't really matter. And how many times are people looking at you saying, oh, she's 50, she can't be wearing those high top sneakers or whatever the hell.
Right.
Right. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know why I said high top sneakers, but you know what I'm saying.
I got it.
So,
or starting a business. You brought that up. I mean, I have started my business, and I started it later in life, and it's still going, And I, if there is something that you want to do, just figure it out.
Right.
Just do it.
I don't think it's ever too late.
I don't think it's ever too late.
I mean, I'm sure that there are some examples of people that started late in life. Do you want to tell us about some?
Like Vera Wang. Vera Wang. I mean, we all know Vera Wang. She's got her big wedding gowns and all of her dresses, right? She didn't start until she was 40, which I was shocked to find out when I heard that.
For sure.
Julia Child, she didn't publish her first book until 49.
That's amazing.
Right? I used to see that show and thought she was like 90 at the time. She was younger than I was.
She's younger than us today.
I mean, because she went on TV in her 50s.
Right.
Laura Ingalls Wilder published Little House on the Prairie at 65. I was shocked.
Doesn't that make you want to like publish a book?
No, I don't like writing, but I'm not a writer, but I mean, albeit Penny, like she was on, like she's just turning 40 and she's just released her new book, right?
Yes, that's amazing too. How about Kim, who's still a personal trainer at a gym,
right?
And
starting have her own business,
right?
Exactly.
I love it. I love that. I love all of it. So inspiring,
right?
To me.
And it all starts out. I mean, one day you just got to do something new.
Yeah,
be spontaneous and do something new. So let's look at, Sandi, like women versus men as far as spontaneous goes. There's planned spontaneity, how women often plan to be impulsive, and it still counts. I mean, women are planners. Like, I am notorious for it, right? Which is why I do like, when, again, dating somebody and he's just like, yeah, I'll pick you up here, and I have no idea what we're doing. And I like that because I do plan everything, Women, we have our quote-unquote spontaneous girls trips,
right?
Where we plan it, but, we have our spontaneous girls trip. I think the most spontaneous thing women do are, like, cutting in bangs or wearing a new outfit.
No, I will never do that again. I did it. I swear I looked like the guy from Wayne's World when I had bangs. It was horrible. It was a bad decision. I'm sorry. You brought bangs on my kids.
Bangs, yes, bangs. No,
never again.
No.
I don't care if there's a wrinkle on my forehead. I don't care.
My sister might have had one too many margaritas yesterday when we went out, and all of a sudden across the table, she's just like, Terry, I cut my bangs. I'm like, oh, what did you do?
No.
But she didn't do a bad job because she cut them really low. I mean, bangs is probably the most spontaneous thing a female does.
Right.
And then there's men on the other side where they might, they're going to go out and buy a boat and say, oh, we'll figure it out later, buy this car, we'll figure it out later. But not all men. I know some guys are just like planners too.
Yes,
and,
for sure.
The value of our kind of spontaneity and why both styles have a place. They have their certain place in life, right?
Right.
But both men and women, spontaneous stuff just, it's fun and it helps. I mean, even in relationships, it helps. That spontaneity helps keep things going and alive, right?
Right. Exactly. Well, and then let's talk about serendipity, right? So serendipity.
First of all, I love that word for whatever reason. I just like the way it sounds.
It's so romantic. I don't know why.
It is a very romantic word.
It does remind me of like fate and like soulmates and all that, I guess. But stories of being in the right place at the right time. So like sometimes spontaneity does that, right? It brings you to a place that you were meant to be.
Right.
I know that sounds really like.
Oh, it's not. No. For instance, okay, I mean, this is not all like whatever. My father passed away when I was very young. I was 2 at the time. And my mom told me or told my sister and I, they had a deposit on a house in Lamont and whatnot. Now, the spontaneous thing being that my father died unexpectedly, but like things happen for, being in the right place at the right time, or things happen for a reason, kind of with the serendipity, if I wouldn't be here, we wouldn't be doing this.
Right.
So things do happen.
It does lead you in life.
It does lead you in life. Like, in good or bad, I mean, it's a bad thing that I lost my father, but I love the life that I have now.
Yeah.
And the life I have now, I wouldn't have had, not even my kids,
Yeah. Yeah.
if that didn't happen. So like, there is magic in serendipity, and even in death, there is there's a spark, finding a pathway.
I agree with that so much. You gave me chills, by the way.
Sorry.
But it's about the friend, the job, the love story, the trip that wasn't planned, but it fell perfectly into place.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's all
I
about
also
timing.
have a story, it's not necessarily a great story, but I remember one Memorial Day weekend, my husband was going off to the campground they used to go to all the time, and I wasn't feeling well. I was pregnant 4 weeks or so, and I was pregnant and I was not feeling well, and I decided not to go. So I was home alone, and my friend from high school just showed up out of the blue. And she showed up, and almost immediately after she got here, I started bleeding.
Oh my gosh.
She had to take me to the hospital.
Oh my gosh.
And if she wasn't here, I wouldn't have taken myself. I would have just been like, oh, it's probably nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
But she was like, what? You don't have to go. We have to go. And my daughter was little at the time.
Right.
And she said, I'll watch Sydney and we'll just do this thing and whatever. And I ended up miscarrying, but it was great that she was here. I mean, and she called my husband and he came and everything. But it was really like a meaningful. I was like, oh my gosh, like that wasn't planned. She just showed up at my house.
She just showed up, right?
And we were sitting there talking, and I was like, oh, something's not feeling right. And then,
right,
so,
and somebody here, because you would have been worried about Sydney, and you would have been worried about all that, right?
Yes. So, how do we create space for serendipity? Stay open, curious. Is it saying yes more often? Is it just
Probably
kind of like, is there a balance between like the planning and the let's go with the flow kind of? Like, I don't know the answer. I'm just throwing it out there.
I don't know either, because it's hard for me. I'm a planner. Like, I have my calendars, I have my schedules. So this is something, being spontaneous is something that I am always working on. Although I do now that I'm more independent because my kids are out of the house and all of that I find myself wanting to do more, and is doing more. Like, sure. Like, just like this weekend. Yeah, I'll go. Nothing else going on around here.
Right,
why not? It's just me and the dogs.
Absolutely. I do feel like as we've gotten older, both of us have gotten even more spontaneous.
Yeah.
And we also kind of shrug things off a little more than maybe in our 20s. Because I think in our 20s, I don't know why, everything felt more dramatic. Everything felt more important than it really was in hindsight. And I remember thinking I knew everything in my 20s. And then now I'm like, wow, if I only knew then what I know now, I feel like things would have been a lot more settled, more, I don't know. I just wouldn't have taken everything so seriously.
Right. But then if you knew then what you knew now, you wouldn't be in the spot. Again, like if you go back, I mean, because that's how we learn, right?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be where you're at now.
True.
All right. So last week, it's your turn. It's our segment, Your Turn, our listener stories. And last week, the question was, what's one leap of faith you've taken or are considering taking in your personal life or professional life? And Bonnie replied saying, I recently took a leap of faith by signing up for a painting class, something I wanted to do for years, but always told myself I was too busy or not artistic enough. It felt silly at first, but walking into that studio opened something in me. I've made new friends, rediscovered a creative side I had forgotten I had, and for the first time in a long time, I'm doing something just for me. That one small leap reminded me that it's never too late to start something new. Well, this story kind of fits in not only with last week, but this week too. She spontaneously took a painting class, and look where she's at now, and she's feeling good about herself. I mean, how great is that?
Yeah, it is. It's amazing.
The most spontaneous or brave first thing our listeners have done. We would love to hear from you guys and let us know. You know, what are some spontaneous things that you've done that made you feel brave or just brought you joy in your life?
Hear it.
I send them in and let us know.
And we're still waiting for girls' night in pictures, ladies. Let's get it going. Come on.
I don't know. Maybe they're not sending them because they're not appropriate.
Although if you want to keep them just between you and your girls, we're okay with that too.
Send us the stories.
Send us your stories. So we'll be anonymous for sure. All right. So I think it'll be fun to do just a quick fire thing. I know we usually do this before your turn, but let's do it just for our audience. What do you think?
Let's do it. All right.
All right. So I'll read the first question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What if you were gifted a surprise trip?
Oh, I'd pack my bags and go. I think my schedule's pretty open this week at work, so the tour.
I mean, I know I have work responsibilities, but I carry my passport with me. So you never know when you're going to need it.
Oh, I do too, because I don't have the real ID yet.
So that's exactly right. By the way, they will let you on the plane without the real ID, just for you guys out there. You just might have to go through some extra security.
But if you have your passport, you're good, right?
Right, which is why I have my purse.
I'm good with my passport. All right, as long as I'm good with my passport. All right, Sandy, this one's for you.
Oh, dear Lord. Okay.
What if you ran into an old flame in a new city?
Well, it would depend on the old flame, I suppose, right? Because I would like to think I would be.
Is there one that you're thinking of in particularly?
No, I mean, like if it was my husband, I would, and he was in a city, I would hug him and say, "Hey, what are you doing here? Let's go do something." My ex-husband, I guess it is, but I don't know. I mean, I have old flames from over 30 years ago. I don't know that I would, number one, recognize them, or number two, that they would.
There's one that's so tall you can't miss.
Oh, right. Or number two, that they would even care to say hello. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. I mean, it's not like I'm pining for any.
No, I'm not.
So how about you? I know you said it was for me.
It was for you.
Supposed to answer it.
Well, Noelle, I guess I'm the same way. I would say hi. I mean, if I ran into somebody, like right now I'm currently dating somebody, so I'll be like, oh, hey, nice to see you.
Right.
I'm just that I'm a single person.
So, yeah, me too.
Like, I'm not one for, so, like, I would be like, if I was single, I don't know, how well did he age? All right, that was nice. I mean, they could be saying the same about me.
I mean, there could be a whole checklist if you're really serious.
That's a whole other episode. Let's go on to the next question.
Okay. What if someone challenged you to try stand-up or salsa dancing?
I do want to take salsa dance. I want to take a dance class.
Me too. We can't do it together, though. I need a dance partner.
All right, get a dance partner.
All right.
Anybody know anybody?
Yeah.
Email us.
My daughter can go with me. She'll be my dance partner. Stand-up? No. Hell no way.
I mean,
I'm not funny that way.
I'm not funny that way either. I'm not.
I would get up there and I would freeze. Somebody would heckle me and I would be like,
I would be crying.
You mother effer. Leave me alone. I'm trying to do something up here. No.
Yes. I'm expanding my wings. Leave me alone.
I'm trying something new,
Stop
damn it.
picking on me. Stand-up is not my jam.
No, me either.
But,
But I do think it's healthy.
Right. You do karaoke.
Oh, yeah, karaoke's good. You do, too.
Every now and then.
I mean, you do.
Only if I get a song in my range. I mean, when we went out for your birthday, you picked a song totally out of my range, so I was glad to be gone before they called our name.
Yeah, and I sang it with my sisters, just so you know. And I did not sing it well. I was like, why are we singing Bon Jovi?
It's not even the Bon Jovi song I wanted to sing. I said the one I wanted to sing. You're like, no. I was like...
All right. So I was mean.
Oh, you were mean. It was all you.
Well, that concludes the quick fire question, but that was fun. Fun. So we have to go to the new rule of the week.
The new rule. What is our new rule of the week?
The new rule of the week is going to be: you're not too old, it's not too late, or you're not too anything. Just say yes.
Sounds great.
Doesn't it sound great?
That is a good rule to live by, right?
I know.
It is a very good role to live
But
by.
I'm still not going to say yes to stand-up comedy.
No,
No.
me neither. I'm not that funny. So this week's challenge of the week, I want you guys to do something this week that's spontaneous or a first, big or small, it doesn't matter. Try a new hobby, say yes to a random invite, wear the bold lipstick, and then tell us about it. Tell us what you did this week that was spontaneous.
Yeah. I mean, I love that. I love the bold lipstick too, because like I stay with, just certain things.
Right.
It's good to be bold. But final thoughts. I mean, honestly, it's not about being reckless. It's about being open. The best moments often live just beyond our comfort zone. So
Right.
if it's something that is not comforting or comfortable to you, it might be a risk worth taking, which I think we talked about on a previous episode.
I think so.
So follow us on social media. We are on, oh my gosh, let me correct me if I get something wrong, Terri, but we're on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, which we're blowing up on TikTok. Show us some love and
Yes.
repost that. We're now on YouTube.
Yes.
We're not on video quite yet on YouTube.
No.
But you can get every episode and your favorite podcast
Right.
stations, right? So
Spotify, Apple,
Audible, all of it.
all of it. And remember, every road leads somewhere new.
And the best part, we get to make the rules.
See you next time on New Roads, New Rules.
But you're my bestie for life.